Ever been so inspired by someone else's fantastic copy that you were tempted to, I don't know, copy it? Zhuzh it a little bit and repurpose it as your own? Here's the thing. There is the right way to do this that is going to be effective for you and your business. And then there is the wrong way to do this that not only won't be effective, but can also get you into real trouble. And by the end of today's video, you're going to not only know the difference, but I'm going to give you a step-by-step strategy to create compelling come hither copy inspired by other people. If we haven't met before, I'm Wendy White, biz dev strategist for extraordinary entrepreneurs. I'm so glad you're here. Make sure to subscribe and stay for a while. Now, on to today's video, how to copy other people's copy the right way. This comes from my Facebook group, The Departure Lounge. Let's dive in.
So, what are we talking about today? Copying other people's copy. The right way. How to do this the right way, because there's definitely some wrong ways to do this. Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever read something that was so fantastic from another coach, a competitor, someone who's farther ahead, someone who's like directly in the same place as you are, but their words were so fantastic that you got completely inspired and you were tempted to repurpose it as your own? Anyone? Anyone? My God, she's hit on exactly the way I want to say it. It's exactly the right way to phrase it. And it really speaks to me, so it would speak to my clients. So I think I'm just going to tweak it and make it my own. Anyone? Anyone? I completely agree with getting inspired by other people's copy. But there's a right way to do this. It's going to be really effective for you and your business. And there is the wrong way to do it that, on top of being ineffective, on top of not working, can get you into real trouble. So I want to talk about quickly the wrong way to do it, and then the right way to do this that I use with my clients in Extraordinary Impact, and something you can start using right now whenever you see copy, including my own, and if you want to use that to write your own stuff. So let me tell you what happened to me recently. So I was on LinkedIn, and I was reaching out to a recent connection and basically inviting her here to the Departure Lounge. And she wrote back and she said, "Oh my God, I absolutely love this message that you sent to me. It's probably the best message I've ever seen on LinkedIn. I love it so much that I am now going to model my own messages to other people on LinkedIn based on this." Nothing wrong with this. I thought it was a very lovely message. People don't usually take the time to say this stuff, right? So I was complimented, but then, and I think this was a mistake on her part because I'm not sure why she would have done this, she then sent back to me without any explanation her version of what I had written. It was essentially exactly what I had written to her. It used words like extraordinary and extraordinary impact. The only thing that she tweaked on it was her call to action. So the reason this is a terrible idea. Okay, first of all, legal reasons, okay? All of the stuff we put out there is copywritten. As soon as you put it out there on the internet, it's copywritten. Now, proving copyright might be tricky, and I am not trying to advise you as a copyright lawyer. I am not working as an IP attorney. However, that language is protected. It's protected legally, and people feel protective about it, okay? So just taking someone else's language and using it is problematic, okay? Am I going to go after her for copyright issues? Of course not. But it's just not a good habit to get into. Another reason this is a really terrible idea to do what she did is because it's not going to be effective, right? My specific words, my brand language, it's all about me and it's about my clients. Your clients are not the same. Even if you and I are targeting similar markets, the only people you should be paying attention to, the people who are important in your marketing, in every bit of putting together your message, are you and your client. I should not really be in that equation when you're writing those things. You can listen to my advice, you can get inspired by what I write, but I am not the person you should be writing about as either your client or as you, okay? It needs to be about you specifically, or it's just not going to connect the two of you, right? Okay. And finally, if you copy other people's stuff, you end up just sounding generic. Okay. You end up sounding like everybody else and you are not going to stand out, and you need to start developing your own voice. You have it. I know you have it, and you can find cool words and you can find cool brand imagery, and you can end up loving it way more than anything you would copy from me or from anybody else out there. You really do have it, and it's going to take a bit to find it, but you have it. You're going to love it. It's going to be effective, and then you can copyright and trademark the crap out of that. Okay. I absolutely understand why it is that this happened to her and why this could happen to you. You don't want to copy someone else. You just want to get inspired, and you have their copy in front of you. And I think what happened in her case is she probably copied my entire thing that I wrote, pasted it into a document, and then she tweaked it. Okay. And the thing is when you do that and you have those words in front of you, that exact phrasing and the way they put it, it's so very hard to get those out of your head. As much as you try, you're like, okay, I don't want to say extraordinary impact. I want to say unique impact, big impact. Oh, I don't like that as much. Extraordinary impact seems like the perfect way. It's really hard to get out of your brain. And I understand, because I've done this, when you translate things from one language to another, it's the same thing. It's really hard to get those original words out of your brain. So here's my tip for you. Don't do that. If you see something that I write or anyone else writes and you want to learn from it, inspire from it, model your stuff on it, do not copy and paste their words and start to tweak, because it's going to be really, really hard to break away from their specific language and really make it about you. Here's what you do instead. I'm going to take you back to elementary school, junior high, depends on when you guys did this. Do you remember diagramming a sentence? Remember when you would have to take a sentence, and we're not going to diagram a sentence today, but I want to give you the model of it. You would have to break it down and go, okay, here's the noun and here's the verb and here are the, I don't even remember, this is so long ago, but here are the various pieces. And what you would do is you would describe the various pieces of that sentence, what they were doing in that sentence. I want you to use that same concept here. So when you look at a piece of copy, don't look at what the words are actually, what the words are and what they are saying. Look what the person is doing with their words. Don't write down their words, write down what they did with their words. And I'm going to give you an example, okay? Straight from LinkedIn that this woman copied. So this is what I wrote to her. And first, I'm going to read to you what I wrote to her, and then I'm going to read to you what you need to write down from this in order to do this the right way. Okay, so I wrote to her, "Thank you so much for connecting. I love when I run across an extraordinary female entrepreneur who is making an impact on the world. I'm wondering, are you on Facebook? Because I know it can be really tough going it alone out here. And so I run a free business development community on Facebook to help coaches and consultants just like you connect with and convert more of their audience. And I would love for you to be there. It's an incredible group of women, and you get tons of free training and opportunities to showcase your own expertise and services. Plus, you get to network and collaborate with other thought leaders. It has changed businesses for the better, for good. And I think you would be a spectacular addition. What do you think?" Okay, so that's what I wrote to her. Now I'm going to do exactly what I said and break it down, leaving aside the words and looking what I did in that, okay? The very first thing I said, I love it when I come across extraordinary entrepreneurs making an impact on the world. Okay, what did I do there? What did I do in that sentence? What was the purpose of that sentence? Okay, what I did in that sentence is I complimented her. I complimented her and I made her feel special. That is the bullet point you would need to write down. Not by actual words, but that the first thing I did was I complimented her and I made her feel special. Okay? Next thing I did, I said, "I'm wondering, are you on Facebook?" I asked her a question. If you've been on LinkedIn and you've had people send you stuff right after you connected, or on social media or almost anywhere, you know that what people are doing, a lot of people are doing, and it's off-putting. They're assuming what you need, and they're immediately trying to sell you on something, okay? And no one likes that. I don't like it. You don't like it. Nobody likes it. So I didn't do that with her. I just said, I asked her a question, okay? I didn't monologue at her. I didn't try to push her into something. I just asked her a question, so it felt more like an actual conversation. So that's what you would write down. Ask a question. Make it feel like an actual conversation, okay? But it wasn't a spill your guts question. I've also had people on LinkedIn specifically In the first time they send me something, they ask me like this coachy question, like, what's your biggest goal for the year? Or what's your biggest struggle with? Whatever. And I'm like, whoa, we just met and I'm not asking to be coached by you. So it wasn't that kind of a question, okay? So you would write down, asked a question, and then whatever piece you thought of that was important. Didn't monologue, didn't assume what I wanted, not a coaching question, just a gentle kind of conversational question. Then I made her an offer. I invited her to come to the Departure Lounge, but it's a very gentle offer. It's free. I didn't say jump on a call. I didn't say here's my book. I didn't say go review this thing. I didn't say sign up for this webinar. I didn't do a thing that made you feel like I was about to sell you a thing, right? And I told her why it would benefit her, right? We always have to be thinking, why would this person do this? So I told her what she could get out of joining the Departure Lounge. What are the things that are in it for her, right? So that's what I would write down. Make an offer. It's a gentle offer. And I make sure to tell her in the offer why it's good for her, okay? Because it's about her, it's not about me. Next thing I did in that message to her, I complimented her again, right? I told her why she would be fantastic in this group. It wasn't about come, be around my magnificence. No, it was about you would be a spectacular addition to the group. I complimented her again. I made her feel special one more time. And no one can get enough of that, okay? We all love being told that we're special and that we're extraordinary and that we're seen and that we're noticed and that we matter, okay? So does that make sense? That's what I would do to diagram this out. So do not copy and paste those words, but write down bullet points of what the person actually did. Then when you have those bullet points of what the person actually did, you can then come up with your own language, your own way of expressing those things, your own question, your own offer, your own complimenting her that don't draw on the specific words that somebody else used, and you won't have them stuck in your head because you've made that break. Does that make sense? You could use this to diagnose a landing page. You go to a landing page, you're like, wow, that's a really good landing page. Do this exact same thing. Break down for yourself, what is the person doing with their copy? If they open with a question at the top of the page, which I like to do a lot of the time, write down, open with a question, okay? Because once you start seeing that underlying structure, it's easy to use that to build your own. I use this technique a lot. I use formulas like this and technique like this all of the time with my clients in Extraordinary Impact. I don't just write them stuff and go here. No, we do this together and I give them this kind of a formula and go, okay, let's go through. We need to fill in this blank and this blank and this blank. And that's based on the structure I've just been talking to you about. Okay, it's a question, and then it's a this, and then it's an offer, and then it closes with a compliment. When you have that, you can actually go, oh, okay, now I understand how it works. I can do it for myself. Just remember, the best way to get inspired and copy other people's copy is not to literally copy it and edit it down. It is to look at what they are doing with their copy and write that down for yourself, and then use that as the technique, as the formula to build upon, okay?
I hope you found this helpful. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button below and share it with your friends, and subscribe, because I'm going to be sharing tips and strategies like this every single week, and you don't want to miss out. In fact, make sure to hit that bell so you get notifications. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, go be extraordinary.